Hi, I'm Jenna, also known as RetroLemon, and this is episode 110. That seems like a big number. 110. So anyways, a big hello and welcome to all new viewers, and a big hello and thank you to all returning viewers. Whew, what a week. This week I definitely had a lesson in patience in so many ways. And it's not that I'm an impatient person, but boy, it tested it. So I'm trying to remember everything. I feel like I have so much to talk about this week. So really quick rundown with the knit along. Today is what? The 19th. We are over halfway through March. I don't know where March is going, but it's going really fast. So you have, I don't know, about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, something about that. For the knit along, it's March is for M, so it's any pattern by myself. That starts with an M. So you have your choice of Moon Dance, which is a shawl, Mario the Artistic Rabbit, Maggie the Mama Owl, and Molly the Traveling Turtle. Lots of entries already, which is super exciting. And so that just wraps up March 31st, midnight Eastern time. I will lock the thread or the next morning. If the thread is not locked and you get it done, please enter it. Carrie, who is a viewer and a winner of our last knit along, has a shop called Sunny Shop, and it's SHOPPE on Etsy, and she's donating some stitch markers. So a huge thank you to her. I really appreciate it because the winner will get their choice of stitch markers, and she will ship direct. Whew. Okay, so one of my lessons in patience is a tool of the trade, and I normally work in tools of the trade later on in the show, and I do have a couple other things to show, but this one I'm going to show now because I've talked about it and I've been excited about it, and it also works into finished objects. So anyways, my first lesson in patience is I had been waiting for the 15-inch Cricut looms to come in at the LYS, and they finally came after I swear it was 5 weeks or something like that. It was a very, very long wait. So I have it sitting here, and let's see, because it's little enough I can show you, but in a way big enough that, so all put together and assembled. Here is the 15-inch Cricut loom. So they do make a 10-inch one, so it's just 5 inches shorter width-wise. Otherwise it looks exactly the same. But it wasn't that much more to go up in a size, and I'm like, you know, on a bigger loom you can always go smaller, but on a small loom you can only go so big. So I thought this was perfect for me. It's super, super easy to set up and assemble. There's tons of YouTube videos about it. Craftsy, it's craftsy.com. I know a lot of people are familiar about it, but it is an online place for online classes and tutorials. They have a bunch of free ones, and they have ones you can pay for. I've never paid full price for a class, and as long as they keep running specials every so often, I never will. Because they have an introduction to a rigid heddle loom, which is what this is. And they teach it with the Cricut. I think they teach it on a 10-inch Cricut because the 15s weren't out yet when they designed the class. Anyway, so it was a $30 class. I got for $15. So I hope to learn some more, and I kind of just dove into this, watched a YouTube video on how to warp it, and off I went. I know I probably was not doing it exactly the way you were supposed to, but my patience had run out at that point. One thing I have to say, because if you follow me on Instagram, I Instagrammed it because I was kind of upset. Kind of really isn't even the best. I was upset. Let's face it. Because you wait so long. I get this home, and I could have put it together at the LYS, but the LYS was hopping on Saturday. Which is, they came Friday, and then I got it Saturday. Anyway, so there's this crossbar section right here. And there's these inserts. There's 4. I'm sure you can see the little dots. Because bolts go into the side. These holes were not big enough. So I get it home, and it's like step 1, right? Maybe step 2. Anyways, very beginning. And I'm like, I can't put this together because I can't get these inserts in to bolt it together. Upset. And then, so I get online, and there's the number for the Shack customer service. And wouldn't you know it, it's a Saturday evening, and they're closed till Monday. Because they have weird hours. It's a short day on Friday, and then a standard day. I don't know. Anyways, I'm like, okay, that is a quality control item, like, issue. I know this all too well. So what I ended up doing is I happened to be talking to my mom about it, and I was like, oh, I was all excited, got my loom, blah, 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 and I was like, and my stepdad overhears me, and he's like, I can fix that. And I'm like, are you sure? Because my husband was kind of nervous about it because he was afraid of splitting the wood. He's like, you know, I don't want to, if it has some sort of warranty, I don't want to mess it up, blah, blah, blah. My stepdad's like, yeah, I'll get it. So I took it over to my mom and stepdad's house, and he did. Like, it took like a minute, right? Just do. Got it all put together. And I was such a happy clam because this was Sunday. So I had to go like 24 hours. Like, once I got home from the LYS till the time I got it all taken care of. So, like I said, I immediately warped it up with just some Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. They give you 2 little balls of yarn. I don't know. The green I loved, and it came with like a pink, and I was like, nah. So I just pulled out some Wool of the Andes and warped it up. So I used this avocado green for the warp. So the warp goes up and down. And then the weft goes side to side. That is what's on your shuttle. This is the little shuttle. It's not a fancy boat shuttle or anything like that. So you just wind the yarn around it and you're good to go. I mean, this is so user-friendly. I really think if you're looking for a loom to get started or just to kind of dip your toes in, I don't know that I will ever own big floor looms. And to warp this, it was super easy. Like, seriously easy. And I know not all looms are quite as easy to warp. So, so I used the avocado for the warp, and then I started with Marina, which is like a teal. Now, my weaving is not perfect in any ways. You can definitely see a bit of a tension issue, and along the sides, my sides are as wonky can be. So, I went through 1 ball of the Marina, and then I ran out, and I'm looking through my stash, and I don't have 2 balls of that. So I switched to Time, which is a brownish green, kinda. You see a big difference. But I like the colors together, and the lighting sucks today because it is raining outside, and it is cloudy, and this was the best lighting I could get. So anyways, it's long. It's, I don't know, with fringe and everything, maybe 7.5 feet long or so, which is fine. This was just for practice. Like I said, it was just some Wool of the Andes, nothing important. You know, it's not like I was trying something really fabulous for my first project, but I can definitely see progress as I went on. It definitely got better. It's more obvious on this side because the colors are brighter. So, like I said, fringe. But I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I mainly worked on it in the evenings. I needed a distraction this week. I will talk about that more in a slice of life. But I needed a distraction this week, and it was perfect. It was you get in this rhythm of just going back and forth, and you move the thing, and back and forth. And it's just, it was so enjoyable. So, the only thing I wish that I would have done different, or that I wish I would have bought, was the stand for the loom. Because there's brackets that go and you can clamp it to your tabletop. And it's like I hated to move it. And then I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to put it. Like, if I would have gotten the 10-inch one, it's a little narrower, and I would have had a better place to keep it. But I'm like, I don't really have a place to store it. So, I'm going to have to come up with something. A place to keep it. or save up for the stand. But the stand is like almost as much as the loom. So for now, it's standless. So that's my one finished object. Well, I have another finished object, but my weaving very first finished object. Super excited here. I'll hold it a little closer. You can see my wonky edges. But it was so much fun. I really, really enjoyed it. So FO number 1, and my other FO is the Light Waves shawl by Susan Ashcroft. So I've been wanting to knit this, and I bought the bottom color. It's Kauni, Kauni. It has long color repeats, obviously. This is the rainbow colorway, which I believe is like letters EQ. And I purposefully started it so it would do like Roy G. Biv, right? So it goes from the gray, which is Plymouth Baby Alpaca DK, and then runs through the rainbow. And I just followed the pattern. I started at the red, and I was just really starting to get into the purple as I bound off. This was a super, super easy pattern, and it went super, super quick. Like, it took me 2 days. Like, on my project page, it looks like it took me longer than 2 days, but I only worked on it for 2 days. It needs blocked. It's not blocked. I can't wait to block it, and it lay super nice. And I'm really hoping that the Kauni softens up, because it's scratchy. It's, but the alpaca is nice. I thought, well, the alpaca is what's going to be, you know, close to the neck, and, you know, so, love it. Like, I can't tell how well all the colors are showing up on my screen, because the lighting in here is crap. I'm sorry, people. I feel like I wear this blue shirt a lot when I record, too. It's just a chilly day, and I'm, like, all layered up. Like I said, it's just a little shawlette. I cannot wait to have it all blocked, but anyways, I bought this ball of Kauni from the LYS, and someone else had done a TGV with it, and it was gorgeous. So I always like to look, when I buy something, if I don't necessarily have a specific project for it in mind, I get on Ravelry, I find the yarn, and then I look at projects. So this popped up, and it's been in my queue forever, and I'm like, oh, that's what that yarn was, because I had never seen this yarn in person until I started going to the LYS. And so the original pattern called for this yarn, the Kauni. It's a sport weight in the rainbow, but she starts it, I think it's the rainbow's moving backwards, and she starts it at the yellow. So, you know, it's not Roy G. Biv order. But the top of hers, she used Rowan Baby Alpaca DK, which is now discontinued. So at the LYS, they had the Plymouth Baby Alpaca DK, which I thought a perfect substitute, because the yardage and the weight were the same as the Rowan. So the weight of the yarn should have been pretty close to an exact match. But anyway, she didn't have the dark gray, and I really liked the original, which had the dark gray. She had a light silvery gray, she had a natural, I think she had a black, but I wanted the dark gray. So she ordered some in for me. I just needed one skein. I maybe used 2/3 of the ball, and I used half of the skein of the Kauni. So great, super quick project. This is one of the other things I kind of needed a distraction for this week. I needed something small and travelable, and I needed something that was easy to remember. Once I pretty much got the first light wave, repeat the wave done, I didn't need the pattern anymore. So, can't wait to block it, because it's kind of stiff right now. Like, these ends don't lay nice, and I'm hoping, like I said, the Kauni softens up when I wash it. Someone at the LYS who came in said it did, so yay! Yay for light waves. I can't believe how long I've wanted to make that. Whew. That's it for finished objects. I just have the two, the weaving and the shawl. So FOs. I guess I'll start with this one first. Is my Tea with Jam and Bread sweater by Heidi Kermeyer. And let's see, it goes like this. So I am almost done with the body. The sweater, the pattern calls for pockets right after you go just below the second contrasting color stripe. I don't think I'm going to do pockets. I was kind of on the edge and kind of on the fence, kind of pockets, no pockets. I was looking on Ravelry, and the ones with the pockets are okay, but I think I really like the look of the no pockets. I think the pockets just add a little bulk in like the hip, lower abdomen area that I don't want, and I don't think I'll use them. They're just these little square pockets, and I'm like, I'm not going to walk around with my hands like this, so I think I'm going to skip the pockets, but I'm really loving the colors. Let's see, get that bottom one in there. So that'll definitely take less time that way. So I am using Cascade 220, regular 220. The gray is color number 8400, which is also known as charcoal. The teal is, spare needles, 2433, also known as Pacific, and this is a Cascade 220 Heather. And then the kind of gold color is color number 4010, also known as Straw. So really love the way the three colors are playing together. Super easy knit. This is, I mean, it just is zooming right along. So like I said, I kind of was on the fence, and I think I've pretty much decided now, no pockets. Then I'm always afraid. I'm like, if I don't put pockets, maybe I'll regret it later. I don't know. Zoop. Okay, other works in progress. I am still working on my first Stitch Surfer sock. It's a free pattern on Knitty. I do not remember who the designer is. I apologize. You know, it was fun at first, and I was kind of zooming along, and now I'm like kind of bored with it. It is my first quarter challenge for the Eat, Sleep, Knit Yarnathon. So I should finish it because it's like an extra 1,000 yards added to my total, and there are prizes to be won, and I just have lost steam with it. I'm like, I just want to knit a regular sock now. Like, I'm over the novelty of it. So here's a close-up. It is Claudia hand paints. The variegated is called World Peas, and the blue is turquoise. So got the heel. Like I said last week, the heel does not fit my heel. The heel needed to be deeper. So I guess that kind of takes some of the steam out of my sails, or wind out of my sails too. Is because I know I'm like, they're not going to fit real great. They're just going to be like, eh. But I need to get them done because the challenge is new to you. And I've definitely not ever done anything like this. And I've never done a toe-up sock and finished it. I started a few, really don't like toe-up. I'm a top-down girl. But to each their own. That's the nice thing about it. There is a sock for everybody. And then I have worked on my Monomania sweater. I was going to call it a shawl. It's a sweater. It's a cardigan to be exact. So I'm on the 5th stripe. So this is Monomania by Ann Weaver. And this is kind of turning into my TNNA sweater. Like everyone else gets to have a Rhinebeck sweater and all that. This is my TNNA sweater. Because it is like 3/4 length sleeves, it's fingering weight, and it's a cardigan. So it'll be perfect for layering in early May when I go to Indianapolis. I am knitting it out of Madeline Tosh Merino Light, right? TML. Tosh Merino Light. Yeah, okay. For some reason, Merino did not want to come out of my mouth. So the gray is Smokestack. The darker blue is, it's like a blue, it's like a tealy blue, is Baltic. Green is Grasshopper, and then the bright aqua is Window Pane. So I'm really loving the pattern. The pattern is so easy to remember as well. Super fun. The yarn is super soft. I mean, I think this was a good marriage of pattern and yarn. So if it turns out well and it fits good, not only will it be my TNNA sweater, I will probably also take it to the Zombie Knitpocalypse because it gets a little chilly in the hotel and some of the restaurants because it's summer and the air conditioning's going. But yeah, so far I am loving this. I'm a little nervous about assembling it because you knit the body pretty much as one piece, but you have to join it at the top and then add in the sleeve. It's out of my comfort zone. So, got to get it done though. Super excited about it. Love it, love it, love it. So, everything I hoped it would be. And that's all I've worked on this week. Right? Because that wasn't enough. So I do have some Yarny goodness. I was at the LYS and somebody came in and had a cowl out of this. And it's a cowl pattern. I can't remember what it's called, but it's by Cascade. When I finally work on it, I will have it printed out. It was a free pattern. And the actual pattern is for this wool. So this is Cascade Yarns Casablanca. It is a wool, silk, and mohair. 60% wool, 25% silk, 15% mohair. So it does make me a little nervous because it's mohair, and sometimes mohair makes me itch. But I'm hoping it's only 15%. But it is color number 4. So when it works up, it's stripes, and it's kind of like long color repeats. And the cowl was like a feather and fan pattern, worked side to side, and it looked like fruit stripe gum. Totally like I'm looking at it, like fruit stripe gum. It reminds me of the commercial with they had like the little zebra, and he's like fruit stripe, fruit stripe, fruit stripe, fruit stripe gum. But it's really soft. It's kind of nubby in little spots. Kind of looks like hand spun in a way. But I just absolutely fell in love with the colors. So there's like an orange, a slight peach as it moves into the yellow. There's green, there's a red. Just screams summer, like fruit salad. So I had to grab a skein. And the pattern says it only takes 1 skein. So, yay! The other yarn that I got is Desert Vista Dye Works, because you know I love me some Desert Vista Dye Works stripes. Her Viso base is so soft and squishy, and it's just amazing. Love, love, love it. Thank you, Susan of Desert Vista Dye Works. You totally rock my striping world. The colorway is called Yellow Submarine. I have a son who's absolutely just in love with the Beatles, and he has a Yellow Submarine shirt, and when I saw the yarn, I'm like, I have to order it. I don't know that I'll use it for him or not, because these aren't his colors. It's yellow, orange, blue, and purple. These are totally the other son's colors, but even just for me, for like a nostalgia type thing of, oh yes, Yellow Submarine, and you know. And you have to get her colorways while they're out, because some of them, like she has them for a month and then they're gone. So she has, it's soundtracks, I believe. So there's like Yellow Submarine, there was Top Gun, or it might not have been, was it soundtrack? Yeah. There's Tommy, Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Like I said, they're all inspired colorways, so super fun, super bright, and the pictures do not do this justice. It's so much more beautiful in person, especially the purple. The purple online kind of looks black, but it's not. It's a very royal purple. So super fun, super excited. And then that's it for the yarn, but I have some tools of the trade. First up, I had my Monomania in this. It is the large bag from Kiki Boo Bags. I showed you the little one last week or the week, no, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Anyways, I got the little one and I loved it so much. I'm like, I need the matching big one. So Denise, also known as Denise from the Knitting Den, also the sewer behind Kiki Boo Bags, was super awesome, and she whipped up another one, and she even went and special ordered some more of the yellow chevron fabric because I loved it so much. I'm like, oh, lemon yellow fabric, chevrons, and then, you know, it's a chevron sweater in a bag with chevron, yeah. Yeah, because that's how I roll. I don't usually get super matchy. It just happened to work out that way. But I love it. Love this bag. Thank you so much, Denise. I love it. I love gnomes. I can't wait till it's warm enough I can go plant flowers and put my gnomes back out in the flower beds. Okay, and then, so Amy, the girl who was wearing the fruit striped gum cowl, which is that's what it will always be to me. She is the designer and seamstress and all that behind Cackleberry Creations, and she came into the LYS and she had this bag. So it is a very large drawstring square bag. So it's lemons. This is my fabric. It'll always be my fabric to me. It's called Juicy. It's available at Joann's. But this is kind of what inspired all the lemons. I love this. I own a bolt of it. That is like my emergency, oh my god, they quit making it bolts. And so she brought this in. She's like, I was thinking of you the whole time I was making that. And I'm like, because it's meant to be mine. And then, like, the real kicker, like, I had to have it because she did sets. So you got a bag, and then you got stitch markers. And these ones they're little circles with, like, lines that go, like, monochromatic order of yellow. And then one of them's a lemon. The lemon's kind of in the background. I don't know that you'll be able to really see it. But anyways, I have other stitch markers from her that are rainbows, and I love them. She's on Etsy, so it's Cackleberry Creations on Etsy. You can get your own stitch markers. She possibly will even do custom ones if you ask her to, because she's nice like that. That's it this week. Super busy week. Super crazy week. Trying to keep myself busy. So I need to really get moving on those stitch surfer socks. Ugh. Or I'm never going to get them done in time. So that's it for the knitting. If you leave me now, I will see you next week. And if you're sticking around, we're moving into a slice of life. Oh, gosh, this week has been really rough. For people that have been following me for a long time, and especially in other medias, my grandma has been really sick for a long time. So for like 10 years, it's just gotten progressively worse. And we're now coming to the end. So she's on around-the-clock hospice care at home. And I've been trying to spend time with her because, you know, I could get the call at any moment. So that's another lesson in patience for me this week is you just wait. There's no, okay, you know, Tuesday at 10 o'clock, you know, it's a waiting game, and it's hard because you don't want to say goodbye, but you don't want her to suffer either. So I've needed a distraction. So the loom came at the right time. I believe certain things happen, I guess, for a reason. So there's a reason that this came Saturday, because everything really started going downhill Friday night. And it kept me distracted and it kept me busy. It gave me something else to focus on, because I have not slept much. And when I do sleep, I don't sleep well. Every time the phone rings, I about jump out of my skin. Especially if I can't get to it fast enough, I start freaking out in a way. So, you know, when I go there, you gotta be quiet, and it's just sitting. You know, you can't really talk to her. She's not always making sense. She's not always awake. She's sleeping a lot, which is good, you know. But you just sit. And it's like you don't want to leave, and you just sit. So, hence how I've gotten a lot of knitting done this week, is because there is just a lot of sitting. Although yesterday I spent all day, or no, Monday I spent all day in my car. I swear I spent more time in my car than anywhere else, which is exhausting in itself. So, if I'm not out and about on the boards a lot, and other media, it's because there is things going on. So I'm not ignoring your PMs, I'm not ignoring your posts. It's just going to take me a few days possibly to get to things, because there's so much going on here, especially when she finally does pass on. All of this, everything else in my life will pretty much come to a screeching halt for those few days while we get everything situated and taken care of. So today, my daughter and I have to go shopping. We need clothes for such occasions that will be arising. And kind of looking forward to it, because we don't get always a lot of time to do a lot of mom and daughter things. With school and all the other activities, it'll be nice for us to just go and do something and have something to focus on. But at the same time, it's kind of sad, because there's a reason we have to go buy some dressier clothes and you know, it's just sad. But, you know, my grandma was amazing, or is amazing. She's still here. And I was so lucky to have her in my life, and to have her as long as I did. I don't feel it's long enough, but I know there are some people who don't have grandmas because they pass on before they're born or when they're really little, or so. She was like my second mom growing up, always there, and even now she would call all the time. So I'm already missing the phone calls. So it's hard. It's hard, and it's an adjustment, and it's an unfortunate fact of life. But we'll get through it. And, you know, I'm sure, you know, I will get PMs from people about this. So beforehand, I will thank you now. And like I said, any apologies if it takes me a while to get back to anybody. You know, it's a transitional moment where life gets flipped upside down for a little bit. And then it'll all be right back up and normal again. So, sorry to be a downer. It's been my week. Yeah. I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Weight Watchers, and Fitbit. Till next week. I'll see you then. Bye.